Hey guys, how you guys doing? It is Aaron here back with another video, and today we are gonna take a look at the MapleStory director's Kang apology letter, everybody. So this is a follow-up letter on the issues that we have been facing in Korea MapleStory right now. A lot of the players are unhappy about the compensation, as well as the issues that has been occurred in KMS, which you guys already know the flames over here, right? The flames issue, and as well as the inability issue over here. So yeah. So now, Kang himself released another letter as a follow-up to rectify all the issues over here and explain through what's going on, right? So this is the whole letter over here. If you guys don't know what's going on, I really suggest you to go through my previous video on explaining what's going on in KMS and other regions as well, because this affects all regions, right? The flames, the inability affects all regions. I know GMS already announced the notice itself. Basically, it's a full translation of what's going on in KMS, but other servers have not announced it yet. Okay, so this is the whole letter. This is the new letter itself. So we're gonna take a look at that. Let me bring up my display capture. So over here, this is in KMS website, official website, links in the video description. And wow, we already have 240k viewers. Okay, it's a very long letter explaining what's going on and the apology letter over here, and what is the future plans over here. They're gonna release cubes, all right, cubes probability. So we're gonna go through orange mushrooms block over here, right? It's a fully translated same version as this over here. If you know Korean, you can read it in there. And this is the English version. All the links in the video description. Okay, so apology to the dedicated MapleStory customers. Alright, once again, MapleStory's director Kang has released a statement, this time about the continued disappointment and anger of customers due to the compensation of the additional options and ability errors. Yes, this is the error that has been faced for the past week, and a lot of people are unhappy. Well, let's see how all this comes out, right? This is MapleStory's director Kang. I apologize to many people who are dedicated to MapleStory. During MapleStory's long service, many incidents have occurred. It's hard to say we have always responded in the best way, but at the very least, we have tried to respond to incidents under the principle of apologizing for our mistakes and giving appropriate compensation. However, this time we were afraid of the unprecedented consensus which we had never experienced before. And because of this, we continued to make decisions in a direction that did not match the desires of our customers who love MapleStory. So they changed the word players to customers right now. So yes, they are basically addressing us as our customers, because you already know a lot of players to say, wow, they don't care about the players because they just think that, oh, we just throw our compensation, not even a good apology letter, right? And a lot of players are unhappy. There were protest trucks outside of Nixon's HQ, all that. There were a lot of things going on in Korea, okay? And let's continue. I wanted to sincerely apologize about the poor decisions that I have made regarding the situation, this additional option incident, and I would like to speak honestly about my previous decision and what was wrong about them. Yes, okay. Now, I think that MapleStory's long-held service development, what is it in the tier? Oh my god, okay, is the main reason for this incident, as we have maintained an operating method which provides only minimal information. Since MapleStory's official service began in 2003, a variety of content has been added and many changes has been made to the game system, but there was no specific guidance on what and how things work. Therefore, customers were forced to confirm things using their own in-game experiences, and even now in 2021, MapleStory has continued the live service in the same way as before with this Okay, I have no idea what is this. My English is very bad. So basically, they're saying that the code that they're using has been very old, right? So it's been 2003. You already know, if you play MapleStory Southeast Asia, those players, they already know that they have been releasing a lot of notices saying that we are removing this, we are removing that, we are removing this, because they want to standardize the coding, right? And standardize all the content to follow Korea, because any changes that's made in Korea, they don't have to recode everything over there in MapleStory itself, which is overseas content that are not used, right? Maintaining those contents are one of the most, I would say, tedious thing of all, because KMS doesn't maintain it, right? Because it's not available in KMS. It's maintained on other servers, like overseas servers, Taiwan, China, Southeast Asia, GMS, Japan, all that, right? So in order to have a unified system that is easier to maintain, they have to remove quite a lot of stuff. That's why you can see that a lot of things are being removed, right? So yeah, since the inefficient information was not provided, we weren't considerate of our customers, and we did not flexibly increase the scope of the information that we release. We apologize for not allowing the trends of the current flow and our customers' needs by not innovating our current method to provide in-game information more actively. Before going through specific improvements we have planned for the future, we would like to give you a background information on how this incident took place. It might sound like a belated excuse, but I hope that it will help customers' sense of loss a little bit, okay? Yes, definitely, right? So the transparency over here, letter over here, makes up a lot of loopholes or whatever. In the February 18 test war update, the equalized probability of the types of additional options was our attempt to adjust the difficulty and the barrier of entry of additional options. Yes. Out of many enhancement types, additional options were the most difficult. In winter 2012, the additional option system was intended to make it more enjoyable to acquire items that an MMORPG can offer, but the system didn't settle as originally intended. After that, in 2013 summer, we added powerful rebirth flames and eternal rebirth flames. It's basically red and rainbow flames, okay? But they were hard to acquire, and the supply in game was never enough. In order to increase the supply of the rebirth flames, we added union coins, event rewards, and others, but we determined that without improving the fundamental system, it would be quite difficult to lower the barrier of entry to additional options. Therefore, we choose to remove the difference in probabilities of the type of additional options to reduce the variance of experiences in resetting additional options. However, there was a problem when we were preparing and informing users. First of all, we used the word random out of habit. Yes. And embarrassingly, we weren't able to recognize the problem with this. During the development process, we usually lowered the rates for better options to keep the value of them higher. The options with different values were systematically determined using a preset probabilities and logic, and this was used to describe the process and related expressions. With this incident in mind, we are totally looking into all expressions and words related to the probabilities in game. As soon as our investigation is complete, we will let you know what our response will be. Okay, fair point. Secondly, we had a chance to confirm this error in the existing additional options in advance, but we did not take care of it properly. In July 2019, yes, this was actually someone reporting it, right? Players reporting it in July 2019 in the forum as well. They posted it. Customers reported to the customer support about the relationship between the all stat percentage and jump, but we were not able to determine the error at that time. And as a result, we proceeded to improve the system without complete knowledge about the current system. Haha, this is where the fucked up comes in. Currently, we were thoroughly investigating all the system logic and specification. And during this investigation, if there is any that functions abnormally, we will give a explanation. Okay. I'm gonna give an explanation so customer can understand. Okay, so they're gonna rectify any issues that is coming in the future, right? So they are doing a audit on all this. Okay. Finally, we mistakenly thought that since information on the type of additional options, rank, and probability of each additional option has not been officially revealed until now, it will be difficult to explain where this change was coming from, how it was being improved, and why it was being improved. However, we thought that many customers in the community were already aware of better options appearing relatively less, verified through real gameplay, and also they did not need explanation for this change. However, since there can be variation of the process of experiencing probability system, we could not categorize this change of the additional options as an improvement but as a correction. Okay, yeah, making use of the correct word. In conclusion, we made a mistake during this entire process and made a wrongful choice. We apologize. We weren't able to fully empathize with customers' feeling. We apologize for the lack of sincerity in the previous statement that we made. A previous one, alright? As we said before, without determining how severe this incident was after the February 18 test server update, we were faced with an unexpected opinion of probability manipulation. Yeah, they went on TV as well. We thought that if we honestly explain why the error happened, the mistakes were made in detail, and showed that the system we used probably functioned as intended, then customers would understand. This was also a wrongful decision made by me, and I apologize. On one hand, during the explanation process, we were afraid of the unexpected sensation that were unable to provide a sincere apologies to our customers. I was afraid not only criticism of MapleStory, but also Kang, and made a wrongful decision by not sincerely apologizing, which should have been my main first priority. It is late, but I bow my head and apologize. Okay. After announcing the additional options and ability error compensation informations, there have been many mishaps. We were afraid of being stigmatized, for the problem manipulation, and so we took a stance of fixing the error instead of apologizing. Therefore, we provided compensation information without explaining the intention of the compensation in detail. Yes, so now I'm gonna explain why they made this type of compensation. Once again, I apologize to customers who have felt skeptic. Okay, I'm not pronouncing. Of my wrong, I know the meaning. I just don't want to pronounce. We have a policy of keeping only the last 2 years of rebirth frame usage logs and ability reset logs. It would have been correct to create a compensation plan using the entirety of the affected time period, but it would be impossible to determine the past usage due to the physical limitations. Okay? We apologize for not informing you about this. From the development team's point of view, we have decided that we have kept logs for the last 2 years, and if compensation was given after a thorough investigation, we have done our best that we can. Yeah, some of the systems and some of the policies wise, yes, because I work in corporate company as well, they can't keep data that is more than X amount of years that they sign, right? In addition, If we compensated all the rebirth flames that were used in the past 2 years at the same time as lowering the difficulty of the additional option, we expect a significant change in the value of the items. Yes, this makes sense. We wanted to minimize the change in value of after compensation, so we decided to compensate 10% of the usage after February 25th based on the number of points given out. If they were to be traded in eternal rebirth flames, the total would be 250,000 tradable flames and 7.28 million untradable flames. Whoa, that's a huge number. Based on the account that received the most points, they will be able to get 1,086 tradable flames and 156 untradable flames. Wow. In order to mitigate the temporary shock of the compensation was given at a 100% rate, which is 10 times the amount stated as well. What? Oh shit, that's insane. We misjudged that the appropriate amount should have been based on the total amount and the highest amount instead of the average amount. Okay. Also, we gave a lot of thought to rebirth flame, which were using an enhancement method which is called flame service. Yeah. When considering flame service, there was a problem that number of cases would be increased at that time required for data investigation, and compensation would be considerably increased. We also informed the users not to use this method of service with various notices. So, we were worried that it would be incorrect to compensate for actions like this, and users think that it will be biased towards customers with high item specs, called heavy users. Yeah, so imagine someone that helped you to flame a item, right? They use 1,000 over flames, give it back to the main users, the high heavy users itself. Yeah. The differences in difficulty for each main stat and was not taken into account. There was a difference in difficulty. In order of strength, dex, int, and luck, we made a mistake in deciding the compensation with the same level of rewards. We are apologizing for not taking important details into account, focusing only on relationship between all stat and jump. Finally, there was lack of response due to the usage of ability errors. Since we did not respond when the ability error was found, there was a great sense of loss of the customers who used a lot of effort and money to their desired ability options. And at the time, because of the confusing state due to the test world update, we would not be able to understand the effects of the sudden error correction, and we thought that it would be wrong decision to have immediate maintenance, which would, yeah, basically if they were to roll back or shut down or the ability system, players will be more angry, right? Now that players can get crit rate. So yeah, so those of you guys already know. Currently in the game, there remain the ability options that were easily acquired through the recipes. Yes, the recipes. By locking 2 options. If we kept them as it is, we think it would be difficult to recover the sense of the loss of the customers who overcome high difficulty and acquire good ability options normally. Therefore, we found a solution to give more information as soon as possible. In the end, the previous notice gave an unsatisfactory compensation plan without any valid minimum explanation of our intentions. The expected cube probability revealed and what is the future plan would be, which was very disappointing from the customer's point of view. We want to sincerely apologize to the customers who were hurt by us by making wrong decisions one after another. And we are currently completely re-evaluating the compensation. Apart from this compensation re-evaluation, we would like to increase the supply of black rebirth flames in the game to reduce the risk of resetting additional options. So that means we will be able to get this from what, bosses? Coin shops? More? I don't know, right? We'll see. We know that we cannot easily restore the the one's broken trust. It is also true that we fear that we might never be able to recover this trust. It is already too late, but from now on we promise that to make changes so customers can play MapleStory with trust. We think that the starting point is to clearly explain and apologize for our wrongdoings to our customers. We know that we cannot ask for forgiveness with just verbal apology. However, to correct my mistakes, I think this is the least I can do, and I apologize once again for the mistake that we have made until now. Now, the development team is preparing to listen to the true voices of our customers and correct any mistakes. We are preparing the complete re-evaluation of the compensation for the current additional option system, reorganization, and as well as the ability error. Additional option compensation for disappointing customers, cube probability reveals, and also other information and records that will eliminate further anxiety or doubts about MapleStory. We will prepare and release this by March 5th at latest. Okay, so we're gonna be able to see cubes, probability reveals, right? The percentage wise, I'm not quite sure whether it's the same as China MapleStory as well. The China MapleStory reviewed the cubes. And we also have the compensation, right? A few further compensation on this, flames, okay? And other stuff records as well, okay? I would like to apologize once more for my mistakes which have disappointed those who have cared about MapleStory. I will do my best to correct my mistakes and make MapleStory a game that can be trusted by everyone. I hope that customers who have kept love for MapleStory in their hearts for a long time will not lose hope just because of my wrongful decision and action. I sincerely apologize, MapleStory director Kang himself. Alright, so this was a big thanks to Neo, who has been translating this long letter itself, and he requested to share this image for whatever reasons. Okay, let's take a look at this image. Very nice indeed. Okay, very good. So that was the whole letter over here that is in Korean as well. You can read it up. It's a long letter, right? Stating what are issues has been facing in Korea MapleStory right now. How are they gonna rectify the issue, and how are they gonna compensate, and what is the future plan? So this is, I would say, yeah, this part kind of makes sense because they don't have enough data to prove that it is 100% used by you, right? So, and of course this part as well, not taking the min max, just taking the average. Yeah, this is one of their errors, I would say, or their fault. So this part I would give like 50-50, right? It's not 100% correct, but you can't win on both sides, to be honest, with this one. And for the data for 2 years, as I mentioned before, yeah, that is one of the policies by the corporate, so they can't really have that. But in order to get compensation for all this, I really hope that they're gonna compensate a little bit more, right, in terms of all this. And I have used a lot of cubing as well, right, throughout the reorganization, or whatever you call it, right, of the flames. As you can see in my previous stream, I have not made a video on this yet, right? I flame my absols, and yeah, the results were very random, to be honest. It was very random, and I don't know what even the stats that I even get. I didn't even get a flat stat of 100 flat stat of the main stat itself. For example, 120 strength example, okay? I didn't even get that, but this is actually good enough for me. So I think a lot of other players that were really lucky, they got like over 100 strength, but that was like a 1% chance. Okay. Then weapon flaming as well has gotten more difficult right now. So because previously the I don't call it the algorithm, I call it the logic, right? The logic of previous logic of getting good flames on the weapon is much more easier than right now, because right now it is super random. Previously, as you can see the whole chart, right, in my previous video, they always go for first and then second and third tier, right? It's like always going all the way down, and the bottom part is always either magic attack or weapon attack. Okay, so it's every time it's easier to get it, but now it is much more difficult. You will get like more stats and level reduction shit instead of getting weapon attack. So that was using almost 600 flames on this weapon. Yeah, I don't know, 600 on this flame. I know zero weapon is different from other weapons, right? Other weapons you can get higher flames, and zero weapon you get like atrocious flame. Yeah, everybody knows that. Okay, zero weapon flaming is shit. Okay, and after this change, more shit. Okay, I've only gotten one time of tier 4 magic attack on this weapon by using 600 flames, which I have never, I repeat, never faced this issue before, because previously on my 2 other zeros I used the same flame. I've gotten it more or less like what, 200 flames, maybe less, right? And this time I don't know whether it's my luck or is the system random, but I don't know, right? I'm gonna use all these flames here soon to really see that whether I can still get tier 4 of the weapon attack flame or not. So yeah, so we gotta see about that. So the system just changed, so a lot of things that are undefined, right? But flaming on armors are much easier now. You can easily see a good flame armor in the auction house right now, like very easily. But for weapon wise, from my experience, me only, right, not other players, from my experience, it's much harder. Okay, I'm not sure about other players. We have to really see through it first. But right now, as I've tried, yeah, 600. I don't know why. Maybe this weapon is cursed, because I boom 6 times as well, this weapon, and 0.6% chance of booming. So yeah, maybe it's cursed. I don't know. Maybe it's cursed. But yeah, that's all for this video, right? And I'll catch you guys in the next video. As always, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and stay awesome, everybody. So yeah, and we gotta have more flames real soon, everybody, real soon. Okay, so what do you think about this apology letter? I don't know whether you stay on until this long already. It's what, 27 minutes. What do you think about this apology letter over here? Leave your comments in the video section below, right? And I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya, everybody. Bye bye.